morning and welcome. We are very pleased to welcome the Governor of Missouri, Governor Jay Nixon, to Troy today for a very special announcement regarding our school. Governor Nixon has made education a priority for his administration and has worked to ensure every student in Missouri is prepared to step into a good job when they graduate. As governor, he has increased funding to help Missouri's colleges and universities train students for high-demand fields. He has expanded Missouri's A+ Schools program statewide, and he has worked tirelessly to ensure districts like ours have the resources we need to help students achieve their dreams. We appreciate the governor being here today and supporting our schools, our students, and our teachers. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our state's 55th Governor, Jay Nixon.
You know, I've been waiting to do this. I wore my Troy suit today. If I ever coached in the NBA, this is, it's a little loud for me, but it's great to be here with your state representative, Representative Schieffer, who each and every day works hard in Jeff City to represent you and reflect the great values of this wonderful community. So thank you. Now, Superintendent Penny, thank you for that kind introduction. You know, as governor, it is always a pleasure to visit one of Missouri's excellent public schools, and I'm especially pleased to be with the Trojans here today. There's an old saying that governors go where good things are happening, and there are lots of good things happening right here at this school. When I visit with students across our state, I always tell them that the more education that you get, the more financially secure you'll be, the more good jobs our time will create. It's really, really simple. To create good jobs, we need good schools. Everybody wants to get complicated about that, and for you all, challenging schools, and the more schools you get, the more financially independent you are with your life. That's why your parents, your teachers, your elected leaders need to help ensure that we do everything we can to help you all succeed. So in addition to making sure that our schools are fully funded and every classroom is led by excellent teachers like the ones you have here, we also need to make sure our schools are safe and secure places for the community. Because nothing is more important than the safety and security of our students. Now, I know Mr. Penny is fond of saying that the safety and the welfare of you, the students, is at the heart of everything that this district and this community does. And when talking about safety here in Missouri, you have to talk about the weather. In fact, in the past 50 years, Lincoln County has experienced 21 tornadoes. 21. For you math majors out there, that's 42% of the years. Now, let me tell you something about the reality of tornadoes in schools. Less than 4 months after I became your governor, in May of 2009, a severe windstorm known as a derecho swept through the town of Fairgrove, Missouri, just north of Springfield. And just north of the school there at Fairgrove, wiped out a house and killed 2 people. That intense wind and storm ripped the roof off the high school at Fairgrove and collapsed the walls of the hallway where students were taking shelter. Very, very dangerous. I walked that hallway the day after it occurred, and it was chilling to look up and see how the roof was gone. Chunks of concrete still littered the hallway. As with some of the students had been huddled right there when it collapsed, and they told me how scary it was. 350 students had been inside. Fortunately, none were seriously hurt. But I knew from seeing the destruction that we needed to get more tornado-safe rooms in our state. Now, here's how a safe room works. They're built with 14-inch thick precast concrete capable of withstanding 250 mile-an-hour winds. Okay? That's more than the force of an EF5 tornado, the most violent category. Think Joplin. Joplin was EF5. These are designed to be able to handle that level of tornado, to be safe inside there. The reinforced steel doors are often programmed to open automatically and let folks in when there's a severe storm warning in the area, which sometimes happens in the middle of the night. If an EF5 tornado bears down on the school, quite simply, you want to be in a safe room. Because they're so impenetrable, they aren't cheap. But if the school district shows a strong need, and is willing to pay 25% of the cost of building one. As governor, I can authorize the funding for the other 75% of the cost of rebuilding through a competitive process. Now, that last sentence, that's all you had to tell the people at Troy. That it was a competitive process to get these resources. Okay? Because if there's one thing I know about this community, if you put a scoreboard on the wall, they are watching the numbers. Okay? So this school district, in that most recent competition, scored right at the top in our entire state. So that's why I'm here. Because of all the schools, we're having to turn a whole bunch of schools down. But of all the schools that are awarded here, this school scored the highest in need, highest in community support, highest in law enforcement involvement, highest in a good project that could be multi-use, not just for a safe room, but also for other purposes. And so, to you all, congratulations. Now, since I've been governor, I've authorized and we've moved ahead with 121 safe room projects in Missouri. Right now, we have a total of 203 safe rooms that have been completed, are under construction, being designed, and have been approved. All told, these 203 safe rooms are protecting or will protect 212,000 Missourians, including more than 16,000 in 14 safe rooms in Joplin School District, which was hit by an EF5 tornado almost exactly 3 years ago. And for those of you that remember that tornado came through graduation day. In 14 minutes, about 14,000 people were made homeless, 11,000 cars wiped out, 7,500 houses wiped out, 161 people killed, over 1,000 people put in the hospital. By the time we opened school up in Joplin in the fall of the new high school, 3 years later, they'll have capacity for safe rooms to protect from that level of storm throughout the entirety of that district for that community. Now that Fair Girls School I talked to you about, they made the commitment to put up their 25% of the cost, and today they have a safe room that also functions each and every day as a gymnasium. And that brings us exactly why we're here today. I'm proud to announce that I've authorized Missouri State Emergency Management Agency to proceed with the proposal submitted by the Lincoln County R3 District to build a safe room on your high school campus. Now, during the evaluation, this project here received consistently high marks across multiple categories, putting you, as I said before, right where you like to be at Troy Buchanan, at the top. Now, as proposed, the project would build a 12,600 square foot safe room capable of sheltering about 1,800 students, faculty, and staff during school hours. After hours, the facility would be open to provide safe shelter for residents in the area around the school. Now, one of the nice things about safe rooms is that they can be built for uses for other things, or even fun. The purposes the rest of the time. Your district has told us that it plans to use the safe room as a performing arts center and as much needed meeting place for large community meetings. I am proud this community is committed to working to make this school as safe, as protective an environment for you, the future of this community, and the state of Missouri. And I'm glad we could help make that possible. Now, before I give this up and get out of here real quick, I'm going to say three things really, really quickly for the students here and the community. Okay? Number one is the people that take public education as a career, whether it's staff, teachers, principals, superintendent, or school board members, serve a huge role for our state to carry on the value of public education. And so I want to say thank you to those that have taken public education as a career. And you students being served by these great professionals, we thank them each and every day for their leadership. Number two, when I said good things were going on here at this school, I wasn't kidding. School in which, folks, you have every opportunity to do whatever you want in your life based on the educational opportunities you have right here. Okay? There is no excuses. And the third part is to challenge each of you. When you go home tonight and you see your parents and you say, what happened at school today? And say, some guy with a purple coat came by. Tell them about the safe room because your district has done a great job of winning this competition. But also tell them the governor said to you that school now is harder than it was when they were here. Okay, remember they always give you those lectures about how they had to walk through 5 miles of snow and how they had to get their big chief tablet, their number 2 pencils and do that complicated homework and all that sort of stuff and get the crayons to draw inside the lines and all that sort of stuff. It's harder for you. And we're going to continue to make it harder. We got to continue to raise our standards. We need to make sure we're embracing technology. And that same competition that led Troy Buchanan to win this is the same competition we're in with your lives for the economy of the world. And it is, in fact, a worldwide competition. So when you think you're competing against kids from Wentzville or Rockwood or Limburg or Parkway, oh yeah, that's just a little competition. Really, you're competing with kids from Beijing and from London and from Munich, all over the world. That's our goal, is to provide you a world-class education. An opportunity that, if you seize it, can lead you to economic independence for the rest of your life. And a real good, solid example of that, right down the road here at Bodine, is a company that makes aluminum, parts of aluminum block engines for Toyota. We were here a few months ago to announce a little bit of expansion and some additional investment there. I've been meeting with the Toyota officials. Folks, Toyota's a big company. They can build those engines anywhere in the world. They can make that investment anywhere in the world. And they chose here in Troy because they knew this school system would provide folks, they knew the community college would provide folks, they knew that the engineers from MS&T and the University of Missouri could help them design things they needed. But most of all, they knew when it came to competition, that the people with the short answer compete with anybody for the jobs of the future. That's the competition we're in. Economic independence for you and a better education for everybody. Thank you and congratulations.